Thomas, if we come to you next, if you'd like to introduce yourself, and I think you've got a few slides to share with us as well.
Sure. Thanks, Ed. And yeah, we really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. Let's start with the definition of Maas, if you want. What is mobility as a service all about? I think we've all seen many definitions, and for a change, I'd like to offer a simple one here, which I think connects very well with what Ed and Michael have talked about. And we believe it's a lot about sustainable and seamless travel, or essentially a better quality of life. So first of all, if we look closer, what it is all about is to have one account to plan, book, and pay, and actually conduct your travel. And obviously, the planning and information part is the basis, because a trip not found cannot be booked and cannot be written. And our challenge that we have with the mobility as a service platform is to actually present to the rider the 3, 4, 5 top results that fit exactly his needs out of thousands of options. If we fail here, subsequent success with the user will become a huge challenge. So the people need to really trust that the Maas platform provides them with the best possible results for their individual requirements. Next step is, of course, the booking and payment. That's a major component of any Maas platform, because we want to be the one-stop shop for any passenger. And we obviously need to secure transactions with different booking and payment systems. And we need to provide security for both the rider and all the mobility service providers. They need to trust the system that they will get the money and their revenues out of the Maas platform. But we go beyond this. We also want to be the travel companion for a rider and help him if there is any disruptions, if there's any real-time updates, delays, or just essentially help him through changes that he is making throughout his travel. So we don't stop when we sold the ticket, so to speak. So there's many companies that provide services, especially for the first and last mile. And the challenge is to integrate them all. Now, we don't have to integrate them all for every project, because we have integrated many of them already. Some of them you can see on this page. But depending on the size of the project, it can become quite a task to integrate all the, especially local providers. There's very little standardization. There's some, but at the end, it is a tedious process, one by one by one. And they all have different business rules that we have to bring together. Give you a simple example. What if you've booked a trip composed out of ride sharing and a train trip, but your ride sharing company never showed up and now you miss your train? And a good Maas platform needs to be able to deal with issues like this. Now, moving on, the next step is, of course, that we then show a seamless integration. That's what the riders expect. They want one app to use all modes of transportation. So we, of course, we have the trip planning results. We do have a very simple booking and payment process. And then continuing with your app, you can also enjoy the actual ride completely from end to end. And in this case, it shows the integration with our Padam system for demand responsive transportation. And talking about data, I think it's very important to mention that a Maas platform, and people tend to forget this, does not only consume data, it doesn't only need data to operate, it also produces a wealth of data. If you operate a Maas platform, you know a lot about citizens of your region. You know when they wake up in the morning, where they go, and what their hobbies are, basically, where their gym is. You know a lot about their mobility behavior and mobility requirements. And a city needs to know about this in order to serve their citizens. If they don't understand the mobility behavior, they cannot provide an adequate infrastructure. So we actually encourage our clients to be mindful about this and to make sure that when they set up a Maas platform, the city or transit authority also remains the owner of the data which is being created, which is our philosophy. We provide technology and want to ensure that our customers maintain ownership of their data. Let me close with a simple slide. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about all the references, but here's a few. And the mass maturity level, if you want, varies. There's some which are just at the beginning, some which are very advanced. And I'm of course also proud that we have one reference here right in your region with RTA in Dubai. In case you have joined, thanks a lot for all the contributions and cooperations, and we of course look forward to move on with you. But there's a growing number of references throughout the world, and we're very happy with the mobility as a service brand.